up the world one piece at a time, leaving trash in the seas an unthinkable crime. Fishing for treasures from pennies to priceless. You dropped your phone, guess you're looking deviceless. Retrieving your money, your watches, your jewelry, keeping the oceans, the lakes, and the rivers all trash free. You lost your knife, well it's right where you stuck it, but I got you, bro, cause it's in the bucket.
You guys, I tell you what, you know how to make a brother feel really good. I mean, I keep telling you guys that when I started doing these live streams and I would hit go live, there would be nobody in this room. It would be just me yapping away. Now I sit down 5-10 minutes before the live stream. I make sure everything looks good with the lighting and everything. And I see you guys having conversations on the side. It just blows my mind. Anyway, enough about that. Welcome to my second Friday night in the bucket let's chat live stream. This is definitely going to be a lot of fun. I've been practicing during the week for the past 2.5 almost 3 weeks. I think I've gotten my nerves worked out. I've kind of got the technical sides worked out, ready to rock and roll. The main thing that I want to do on my live streams at night is promote other channels and talk to other content creators. So my goal would be to speak with you if you have a YouTube channel or, Twitch or any type of social media account where you're communicating with an audience. I want to interview you. You meet my audience meets your audience, and together we can help each other grow. Never in a million years did I ever expect that my very first scheduled guest would be my favorite content creator on YouTube. So we all know Nick from Magnet Junkie. He is a phenomenal magnet fisherman and content creator here on YouTube. I initially started my YouTube career. When I say career, everyone calls it a career because you got to start somewhere, right? As a kayak fisherman over here in Tampa Bay. Unfortunately, we have a lot of red tide here, a lot of fish kills on a regular basis, things like that. So it's hard to continuously put out quality content on a regular basis, because you never know when the fish kills are going to happen. And when they do happen, you never know how long they're going to be. So for some reason whatsoever, I don't know why or how, but Nick's magnet fishing videos popped up on my recommended stream. And from that point on, it's just been out the door on my way to go magnet fishing whenever I can. I absolutely love doing it. I love recording the finds that I have. I love sharing that with you. And today I have the privilege to sit down and talk to the Magnet Junkie with you. I'm going to ask him a couple very simple basic questions, and then the rest of the comments and questions are going to come from you. I'll just pluck them off, put them on the screen, read it off to him, and then have him answer it however he can. So because we don't have much time, I'm going to stop yapping, and I'm going to bring in Mr. Nick, the one and only Magnet Junkie. Man, Nick, how you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. That was funny to see my intro there, right there. That was cool.
I love it. I'm glad you sent that to me this morning. Like I said, I was thinking about it last night, and I sent you the message this morning. I was not expecting you to be able to get it to me, but the fact that you did made the intro and this much, much better.
So, yeah, no problem, man. At the medical office on Fridays, I'm usually the only one there, so I cut out pretty quick.
Oh, well, lucky that you work for a medical facility that allows you to do that. The one I work for wants me to stay for 2-3 hours past my shift. So good for you.
I know how it goes.
All right, so I'm going to ask a couple questions, and then, like I said, I'm going to scroll through this chat while you're chatting away, and I'm going to pluck away at the questions that they've been asking here.
Right.
First things first is, how in the world did you ever get involved with magnet fishing as a hobby?
In honesty, right before the little one was born, a neighbor of mine came over, and his daughter had just bought him a magnet. And I had seen one video before on YouTube, and I was really excited about the magnet he got. And my wife saw how excited I was, so she was like, well, let's go ahead and buy a little magnet. And the first one we got was the size of a $50. This little Amazon Prime deal. It was a 440-pound pull force. I mean, it was nothing to it, but I was so excited to get it. And we went out a little bit after that when little one had been born, and ended up I caught an anchor, and from there it was done. I was stoked.
Well, I tell you what, for some, I mean, I can't even. So I know how I got into magnet fishing, and similar to you, where you were introduced by your neighbor, I was introduced by the YouTube algorithm, and they put your video up there. So I've only been doing it for maybe 8 or 9 months now. How long have you been doing it?
Well, we started in, let's see, first time we started, it would have been around May or June of 2019. That's when I first got that little magnet, and then I started the channel in October of 2019.
Oh,
So
so you've been doing it for about 3 years now.
yeah, yeah.
Excellent,
I
excellent.
just got pretty hooked on it. It started off with just taking little one out for us getting out of the house and everything, and something else to do. It's just it, look, you got the bug as well. I mean, I've seen your other fishing videos and everything, and I saw it. I mean, that's just what it was. Not a lot of people know still to this day what it is. So,
No, there are a lot of people. I mean, every time I'm out at the boat ramp, somebody at some point before I leave will come up to me and say, "Hey, what are you fishing for with that thing?" I'm like, "Well, to be honest with you, it's a magnet. I'm just trying to pull out the trash that's in the water." Like, "Oh, that's a magnet." So
yeah,
they still have. There are a lot of people that don't know exactly what it is we're doing.
it's you're exactly right. A few years ago when I started, no one did, and still at this point, very few do. Very few do.
So there's this one video that sticks out in my head, and it's been stuck in my head ever since. And there's been a couple videos where I actually went back to mentioning that particular video just because it's so frequent and popular here in Florida, where you have boats that are washed up ashore. I see them all the time. I want to know what was going through your mind when you decided that you were going to hop on top of these boats and do a little magnet fishing. I got to know what was the thought process on that. And
Oh,
guys, before you answer that, guys, I'm looking into the chat here because I really want to ask him questions from you folks. I've got a ton of questions here. I can ask them all night long, but I want to get you guys involved. If you have any questions for Nick regarding his show or anything you want to know about him, put the questions in the comments so I can ask them and have him answer them for you guys. All right?
yeah, I'm not looking at it. I got my phone here, but I'm just talking with you guys. So ask questions. Yeah, I don't mind. To answer your question though about that I was literally just walking down the sidewalk and saw them turned over, and I know how it is here in Florida. It happens all the time. I mean, they wash off, and the bad part about it is it happens so much they'll just sit there derelict, and things can go on, and nasty stuff's in there. Don't do what I did, anybody. You're not supposed to do that. I did get in trouble a little bit for it. Some of the people across the way did call, and an officer came out and spoke to me, and they ended up letting me take what I'd already pulled out because I was going to dispose of it. But do not climb on a turned over boat near a rocky waterway when it's really windy, and go fishing through holes in it with your magnet, even though I did. I don't know. I just have these ideas sometimes, even when I came home. The CEO here may not have appreciated that I did that, but we pulled a couple of things out, and the officer understood. He said, "I get what you're doing, but you can't do it," and I understand why they say that. I mean, I could have easily fallen off.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Right there on the rocks. All jokes aside, and it it could have went bad, and it could easily. You're carrying around a strong magnet doing something like that. You never know. So
you never know, and you were alone too. So
by yourself.
Yeah,
100%. And that you fall over like that. I mean, you smash your phone. You got no options.
No.
So
Yeah,
We
so
won't do, we won't do that again. I'll say that.
that was a really good video. And at the time, I said, "Man, you want to talk about putting out some original content?" That was it right there. And then you followed it up with the fact that, "Hey, listen, here's the scoop behind the scenes of the story. I got in trouble. Don't do it. Blah 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 blah." So, but I still needed to find out what was going on through your mind, because I would have done the same thing had I seen these boats just sitting there. I mean, it happens all the time. It
I
really
had
does.
to. I mean, I will say this about that. I mean, when the officer came out, I said, "You guys, it's unfortunate that this happens, but it's been tagged. There was a tag on it already from
Right.
FWC, but that tag had been there for over a year." And I said, "Guy, you can see it's leaking." When I got there, I said, "So you guys, you're not moving it. There's
Right.
stuff clearly leaking out of it. I know I can't save everything from this boat or do that, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe after that incident, I would like to think that they got those boats out of there uh, faster, because the spot I've been to the last couple of videos is right there, and those boats are gone."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they just removed a bunch of boats from over here in the bay by me, and these boats were here for 10 years or
Really?
more. They were such a prominent fixture within the community that when they finally did remove them, there was an uproar amongst the fishing community, because they removed such an iconic fishing spot, even
Oh,
though it
wow.
was a sore eye, and it's a derelict boat just sitting in the bay after one of the storms that came blowing through. So they are everywhere in Florida, and I'm glad you got that out of the way and you saved the rest of us magnet fishermen the trouble with getting FWC called on us.
Yeah. Don't do
So
that, guys. Don't do that.
I do have a comment here from Miss Doggie's Lucy Life, and they want to know, what's the most expensive item you found magnet fishing?
Well, I mean, I'm not really sure that I've been asked that. I guess it would probably be same thing. You find a lot of the same stuff. I found that Mercury Tempest boat prop a long time ago. I mean, that's been a couple years ago, but that's a specialist. It's a left-sided prop. The my words are eluding me, but the center transom was still in it and everything. I mean, I think used they go on eBay for like $400 or $500.
Yeah, I found a prop shortly after you. Seems you and I are bouncing back and forth. So I found the sailboat mast, and then like a month later, you found the sailboat mast. It took you a couple
Yep.
of attempts to go and get it. So I'm like, this guy, right? And then you pull up the boat prop, I don't know, a couple months later, and then I pull up a boat prop, my very first one. Although I didn't clean mine and sell it, I gave it to a coworker who now put it in his flower garden bed as an ornament. But
Oh
those
yeah,
things are
hey,
expensive.
that's cool. That's what I've done with a lot of anchors that I found. I use those as yard stuff, you
I
know.
haven't found an anchor yet. That's next on my list of things to find. Anchors, and a gun. So, whoops, hold on. Where'd that go? There it is. So I have Anna Clayton here. Says, "Hey Nick, what are some of the best waters to magnet fish?" Now, with that question, I'm going to probably say between bridges, boat ramps, shoreline, and sewer grates. What is your best way to go magnet fishing?
But my favorite is boat ramps. I mean, at least here in Florida, I guess it might be different in other places because you have fresh water, so you can kind of go anywhere. But I really like boat ramps here. Um, Bridges, you guys might see in tomorrow's video or the next one, and Jose can probably reiterate this. A lot of bridges for me were in pretty populated areas. It's too close to the road.
Yeah,
I don't care how high up I am. I'm not I don't like being that close to cars.
yeah.
So there could be good stuff down there, but I'm just not gonna do it. Somebody could goof up, and that would be that. Really, boat ramps are my favorite spot, but I've had good luck in drainage canals and a small little pond. It seems to be, at least here in Florida, there's something everywhere, which is fun to find, but it's also frustrating to find that everywhere you go, you find something that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part of it. Now, like your side is with the bridges, yes, very rarely will you find a bridge here that has a sidewalk that goes over it that's accessible, that'll keep you safe from traffic. There are bridges around here that do offer that protection from the traffic for us pedestrians or those who are using the bridges. However, on my side of the state, your side of the state is completely different. I live in a very shallow basin water area. So most of the bridges here, with the very exception of the channel, which is generally in the middle of the bridge, the water depth is only going to be about maybe a foot to 4 or 5 feet deep. Is there maybe stuff in there underneath the sand? Yes, possibly, but not likely, because it's also very rocky. So the odds of something really good being down there are going to be slim because the water is so shallow and it's so rocky. Most of the stuff you'll be able to see from the surface. Whereas on your side of the state, it's a much deeper basin. You know, so I could see the bottom of 90% of the places I go magnet fishing, with the exception of boat ramps, because of how it steeps down and gets deep. So that's also another reason why I don't do a whole lot of bridges. But Dennis from Southwest Florida Tech, he's down in Naples, Florida, and he fishes 99% of his videos are off of bridges, and he's pulling up car parts and motors and engines and lawnmowers. And so it's
I see it, and I've got quite a few around me, but it's few and far between when I do it. The traffic's too crazy.
Yeah, especially in Florida when snowbirds are in town.
Florida, exactly.
So the next question is from Nightheart, and it says, so is Nick going to branch out, go a little further out of his comfort zone? I don't know what that means, but I would imagine maybe the live streaming aspect or anything similar to this. I'm not sure.
Maybe if it's a live stream, actually. Well, Tampa Bay here helped me out. We figured this out earlier today because I was having some problems, but it seems to work pretty well. Actually using the setup that my wife has to use for what she does for school and everything. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live stream here and there and see if just talk to everybody, see what's going on.
It's definitely a lot of fun. At first, it's a little weird. It's awkward because you're communicating with people in real time. But once you get that awkwardness out of your head, it's just as fun as putting a video out and commenting back in the responses. It's awesome.
I'm definitely used to having the camera facing the other way.
Yeah. So next question is from Judy's Junk, and it says, Nick, where do you live? Not literally, but general area. Like on the Tampa Bay region.
Yeah, Brevard County, Florida.
Brevard County, Florida. What's the most popular county?
Space Coast, Melbourne, Palm Bay area.
NASA. Just think NASA.
Right there. Merritt Island. We're right there. When those rockets go off, it's shaking my house.
Oh my God, I would love it. I think there's once or twice a year where the trajectory of the rockets, usually it's the Falcon or the Dragons, whichever one it is, that comes across the state, usually around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
I bet that one, last week or so, when
the one that they were saying was the big squid in the sky or something like that.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. You hear that sonic boom last week? That probably hit you harder than it did me.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel a thing, but social media was on fire when I woke up regarding that. So I haven't seen one yet. Mr. Muskie has a question, and it says, "Do you ever get yelled at by the public? Let's not go with law enforcement, just general people in the public itself."
All the time. All the time. I did today.
The stuff that you don't see on our channels is for a reason, because it happens all the time, and we don't like using the public dismay for any credit or popularity on YouTube. It happens.
Some people do that, and it's personal. I can't stand that. I guess they want to put that in there to do whatever. Teach their own. I also understand that people don't know a lot of what I'm doing. People have questions. A lot of places I'm going, just like yourself, people are actually fishing, not magnet fishing. So you're throwing a magnet in the water, they can get a little iffy about that. Sometimes they're cool, sometimes they're not. Today, everybody was cool for a bit until one guy showed up at the end and he got upset, but that was fine. I'd walk away from it and just move down to another area. It happens all the time. It'll continue to happen, and it's fine. I know what I'm doing, and I'm cool with it. I've had the cops called on me, people called the cops on me and said that I was fishing for manatees. That was a good one time.
Oh my God! Seriously? Who? What, I mean, come on.
Yeah, at a very public space that I was fishing for manatees, and I mean, I would like to think, I got all these big muscles here, but manatee is a little larger than me. What am I going to do with this thing? And I don't think you eat those.
Yeah, no. That's one of the things that drives me bananas is the extremes that people will go to just to make it dramatic enough to get law enforcement to respond is ridiculous. When in reality, if they just stood back, analyzed exactly what we were doing, they would realize that we're doing our part to clean the water and to protect the manatees and to protect the dolphins and to protect the quality of the water. But we deal with it every single time we go out, especially the folks that do magnet fishing on the bridges. At the boat ramps, they kind of leave us alone because they for the most part understand what we're doing. But the folks that are fishing off of the bridges with the cars passing by, they're the ones that get more of the attention from the folks that really don't want any part of what you're trying to do. Miss Doggie's Lucy Life. Yes, Jesse. Jesse, for those of you who haven't seen, I had back surgery on May 3rd, and I've been bringing on special guests to film for me. I give them my camera, I give them my gear. I say, hey, this is how you hit record. This is how you stop recording. Say, do what you want. This is how you throw the mag. Don't get your finger pinched. Bye-bye. See you later. And I walk away, and I let them run the show. Well, it just so happens the very first guest that I had on my show that did that actually pulled up a shark with the hook that was left in the mouth by the fisherman. Granted, the shark was not alive. It was dead. But the fact that this was her first time magnet fishing, this is the first time filming a video for YouTube, and she pulls up a shark, mind-blowing. So yes, that was really cool. So everyone, I've been plugging you in with wrenches as I can. I'm trying to interview and have a chat with the Magnet Junkie. I'm trying to read comments in here. So if you don't have a wrench yet, you will get one. Just work with me. I'm getting through these as quickly as I can. And I love the fact that you guys have all these questions for Nick. Please keep them coming, and I will keep popping them up there as I can. Nick, do you have any questions while I look for anything? Do you have anything you want to say about your channel, any upcoming news?
Some, and goodness, they're coming in. I can't even figure it.
It's rough. So what do you have? What do you have? Anything exciting, anything new you want to talk about regarding your channel?
It's doing pretty good. We got a video coming tomorrow, always on Saturdays at 11. This one's pretty crazy. Hit one new spot and then another old spot in this video, and it was just tons of stolen property that we pulled out. So
wow.
Tomorrow it's pretty good, I believe. Digging the new Magnetar stuff, just digging, getting out and continue to do it. Today wasn't too big of a day. Got a couple little fishing jigs, a couple things here and there, because it doesn't always work out.
So there's Dennis from Naples on the screen. There he goes. I do no good at boat ramps.
There he is. What's up, Southwater?
So I have I had to have back surgery just from watching him pull up the car parts and boat motors on his channel. Talk about some heavy stuff. Hey, how we doing there? Jason from the Magnetic Squatch is in here. How we doing today, my friend? I'm getting the crowd warmed up for you. So when your show starts at 9:30, 10 o'clock, they're ready to go, and you don't have to wake them up. They're going to be awake and ready for you, my friend.
What's up, Squatch?
Oh, this is great. I'm trying to scroll through these as quickly as I can here. I'm sorry for the fact that I can't find any questions. So let's see if I have anything lined up here. No. Anybody? Nobody? Questions? Here's one from the Magnetic Squatch. Nick, when are we going to meet up and clean a good spot out? So he wants to know when you guys are going to get together for a collaboration.
Yeah, no, I've talked with Jason for quite some time. You know him, we know him for a long time. We actually need to. I wanted to bring all of you guys in, yourself, Jose, Jason, and Daddy Daughter Plus Water, and maybe do a collaboration on the boat, where I found that boat at the new honey hole. But it's a logistics nightmare. The church agreed to, after they figured out what I was doing and appreciated me getting things out of the water the first couple times, then found the boat. The scenario is I can park at the back of the church, but there is it's like this little iron gate thing, and you can't get back there. Basically, it's about 80 yards. I would have to cut through the iron part, get a trailer back there. We would have to maybe lift this thing out, get it out, go through all that. So that really fell through. That was kind of what I was hoping for, because a lot of people asked for it on my channel. They said call Squatch, call Jose, call Daddy Daughter Plus Water, call Fat Man, and we tried to. I really wanted to get it going, but we basically come to an impasse now, and they said I'm not allowed back there at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So at that point, when I was speaking with them, I walked over and I geotagged it and I sent it to FWC, because the boat is at this point, well, that was 2 weeks ago when I was there, it is lifted up further and it's sticking out. FWC has said about that scenario that they're supposed to be dredging the rest of it anyway. So
okay, so they'll get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they'll get it out, or it'll get sunk under the sand. One of the two is going to happen.
Yeah, I would love for all Squatch. I mean, me, Squatch, Tampa. I would love for all of us to be able to get together.
Yeah.
When I did this, I didn't know a single person in Florida at first, and then I knew Squatch before you, and then you came along. The algorithm hit my channel with you and just your fishing, Jose, and I feel like we all know each other, but I know you've met Squatch and the other Jason, but I haven't met you guys. But I feel I know you. We would definitely need to get together.
So with regards to the collaborations, if I may, yes, I was privileged enough to be able to do one with Jason and Jason from Daddy and Daughter and the Magnetic Squatch. But that's not something like you pick up the phone and say, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Can you come down? This stuff needs to be worked out well in advance, because I'm in the medical field, Nick's in the medical field, Jason does, I believe he does pest control. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, or something to that effect.
I know he's doing outdoor stuff all the time.
Yeah, in the medical field as well. So you've got all these different schedules. I work 3 days a week. Jason may work 5 days a week, and it's just a nightmare. So when they happen, but there's a lot of behind the scenes that have to happen to make it happen. And just be patient. Things are working, and they will happen.
100%.
Yeah. So, and the Magnetic Squatch, when you can make it work with him, I will assure you from experience, it is a fun time. One of the coolest dudes that I've met in person, and I enjoyed every minute of that day. Even though that was a 4-hour trip each way, 8 hours round trip. I know you did it. 4:30 in the morning. I was in my car traveling to go meet this guy, and both Jason and Jason, and then fish with them all day, and then turn around and drive home. So for me, it was like 15-hour day just to make that one video.
It does take a lot of work, and I can, in that respect as well, Squatch has said that he would do the same. He offered to drive here as well, and I know you have also.
Mm-hmm.
But it, just like you're saying, it is a lot. We don't just, I mean, we don't have a canal just running behind everybody's house. It's a whole thing. We all do have full-time jobs and still just try to do this, and I mean, put out some content. For me, I believe some of my stuff may not be the best, but I put out anything, because I don't care if it's a hook, a bottle cap, a gun, a knife, a safe, anything. I don't care, because I found out about this hobby just like anybody else, just asking a question or seeing a video, and no one knows about it, but anyone can do this. And anyone, I mean, we see Grandma Kelly, we see everybody from all different backgrounds. And I just want to kind of spread the word. So for me to be at this point where I'm at, I really appreciate it. I appreciate speaking to you all right now. I mean, it makes it means the world to me, because it's just something everybody can enjoy, and it's just doing nothing but good. So
Yeah, we definitely are, even though it doesn't seem like it. Getting that stuff out of the water. Just the last video I posted with my second special guest, while we were out there filming, two kids came and they were cast netting for mullet, and they were walking around the flats barefoot. They walked down the boat ramp and around to get to the flats to throw the cast nets for these mullet. Had we not gotten rid of all the hooks and the metal, you see the stuff he pulled out in the video. That particular boat ramp I've been to 4 times. That was the very first boat ramp ever that I magnet fished when I very first started. And then I went back when I got my new magnet from Centurion Magnetics. I went there twice, and then I finally had this shady spot that I went to with Rob, and the area. I mean, there's parts of the video I didn't show you where there was literally 20-foot mound of garbage. It 20 feet high, maybe 100 feet long, full of tires and bottles and chairs and shopping carts, clothes, and it was absolutely disgusting. The fact that none of this made it into the water was mind-blowing to me. We spent an hour there and we pulled up one fishing hook.
wow.
10 feet from the water, we've got a ton of trash, literally 4 or 5 garbage trucks full of trash just sitting on the side of this dirt road. The fact that we pulled nothing out of there, I mean, it was crazy. Thankfully, there was nothing in there, but as a content creator, that's a gold mine. When you see something like that, like I pulled up and I saw that garbage, I was like, oh, this is going to be the greatest video ever.
It's never going to stop.
Right.
It'll
And
back. Yeah.
we were there for an hour and we pulled up one fishing hook.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Funny, at least for me at this point, though, when that happens, I appreciate it. I mean, and of course, again, I'm not making or won't have a video to make out of that. But if the water's clean, then that's better than finding all that stuff.
Yes.
I mean, so I'll take that all day. People have asked me that a lot. So, well, what happens if you don't find anything? Well, then it's just the same thing if you went, what everybody said, regular people fishing, and you didn't catch a fish. You still went out. You had a good time. Right, you know?
And Monterey Magnet Man from California. He put out a video on Monday or Tuesday this week. It was premiered, and the video was a video that 90% of YouTube creators would not put out because there was nothing spectacular in there. It wasn't even a lot of finds, really small. Like, I just waste my time even publishing this. But the ending was awesome because there was this seal that was swimming around, going underneath the dock, and that made the video.
Yeah.
So the fact
I saw it.
You go out magnet fishing, you're not going to catch anything. It's just like anything else. You're not guaranteed to do it.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's a great video.
Yeah. Little stuff like that. I mean, it makes my day. Some of the spots that, like today when I went out to this spot, it's been 3 or 4 years since I've seen a manatee there, and I saw a manatee. It's the water was cleaner. Things changed a little bit. I'm not saying that's because of me. I'm just being out and going and seeing this stuff is what keeps you going and doing it. It's nice being outside. Nice cleaning up the waterway. Nice doing all this stuff.
So I have a question here from Judy's Junk. You can answer it if you want, truthfully, or not answer it, or lie, however you want to. What part of the medical field are you in?
I'll do medical billing and coding.
Oh, so he's the guy that processes how much you owe them.
Well, okay,
no.
Okay. I mean, I turn your doctor's visit into alphanumerical codes to send to your insurance to hopefully pay.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's not the billing guy. He's the guy that when you open your bill and you're like, "What does E2519 mean?"
Thank you. Yes.
I'm
not the collection guy. I'm the guy who can answer that question.
Right, exactly. So he takes all the gibberish and turns it into computer knowledgeable, readable stuff.
To the best of my ability.
Awesome. Looks like we have Anna Banana. Anna Banana. I'm a nurse, and I look to use this as a relaxing escape. Yes. So the magnet fishing is definitely a mental escape. I enjoy it.
Thank you for saying that. It's 100% that for me as well. I'm a person that as I have anxiety and deal with some things and this has been a huge outlet for me. So who was it? Anna?
It says Anna Banana.
Yeah. This is a great thing. It is. I've always enjoyed being near the water and just getting outside and doing that. And at the end of the week and working in the medical field and going and just putting the magnet out, and you find something or you don't, like we said before, it's nice to be outside. It's relaxing to me and very stress relieving.
So now that we're on the topic of getting out and using magnet fishing as an escape from reality and being able to relax, let's touch on your slogan, get up, get out, and go find yourself. I would imagine it has to do something to that effect. How did you come up with that?
Yeah, pretty much. It's that was actually kind of a funny thing. I'm not, like I said, because I've dealt with some anxiety things before. So when I was thinking about this and starting to think about filming and putting a video on YouTube for a person that has anxiety or whatever, it was kind of it took some thought process or whatever. But again, I just wanted to share and show some people that might not know about magnet fishing that anyone could do it and have a good time. In all honesty, I never thought about it. I went out with this little weird camera I bought for the first time to the nearest bridge with this little magnet and went out, and at the end of it, I just happened to say that. At the end of the video, I just happened to, I just said, get up, get out, go find yourself. Because I felt like I had done that day, and it stuck. That's where it turned into. That's where the G3 came from, and I'm going to stick with it.
So that's the meaning behind the G3.
Yes, G3.
So every time I see a video and I'm like, there's got to be something to this that I just can't figure it out. But now you just
I know. You're not the only one.
Oh my God.
A lot of people ask, they're like, I don't understand the G3. I don't get this. I don't get that. I'm like, I know the logo doesn't match Magnet Junkie, and there's G3, and then there's Get Up, Get Out. But the G3 is for get up, get out, go find yourself.
Love it. Now, that's some insider knowledge right there, folks. I didn't know that, and I'm one of his biggest fans. That's really cool. So now when I see it, I'm going to be able to put 2 and 2 together, and it's going to feel so much better. So I got another question here from Mr. Muskie, and I don't know how much freshwater magnet fishing you've done, but the question is, do you ever encounter water moccasins while out magnet fishing?
No. Not here in Florida, but I mean, I've got the others. We get gators, but no water moccasins. The couple times when I've been back home, technically to North Carolina, I haven't seen them there either. So.
Oh, love it. So I've never seen water moccasins, but people over here on this side of the state tell me to keep an eye out for them when I'm doing my bass fishing and things like that. I've never seen one. I don't know if they exist. I'm sure they do because it's a very popular conversation on this side of the state.
Same here. I've never seen one. Don't know if they do. Don't know if I want to see one. Either way, yeah.
Now, Jason, the Magnetic Squash, I do apologize. I'm going to tell you right now, I did not get to watch your full magnet retrieval video. I was, however, there during the actual live stream where you were getting ready, you were doing your intro, and your son was doing all the filming. And if what you said you were going to do was truly what you did, my man, you are absolutely bananas. So I haven't watched the video, but I'm guessing that you did it because so far there hasn't been a thing that you said that you were going to do that you haven't done. Went into a lake in a floatable raft with goggles to get his magnet out. Did you see that?
I saw it.
This guy has got I mean, if I can find some steel balls to put on my countertop, I would do that because I cannot believe he did that.
I hit it. Well, then again, we're all Florida boys, so I guess I could see myself doing it too.
Guys, I don't. I mean, so for those of you who don't live with gators, yeah. So Floridians, we're used to gators. We see them every day. I go out in my backyard. I see them sitting on the edge of my pond, going into the water. I see them out in the streets. I see them when I go fishing. They're normal to us.
Yeah.
But we also know that this time of year is mating season. You do not get in the water. You don't even go close to the water because they're very aggressive. To get in a raft and do that, Jason, whew, man,
there's some people I saw when he was doing that. There's, buddy, I can't believe you did it, Jason. That
Oh, crazy. I tell you, he's a really, really cool dude, man. The fact that he did that, oh my God. And I was correct. He does lawn service, insects, weed control, things like that. So, I mean, our fields, there's 3 of us that are in the medical field. One of them's a heavy equipment mechanic, lawn and pest control. I mean, so getting all these schedules
I know
together.
a lot of some people that I know. Good buddy of mine, Scotty, if you know him from Patriot Magnets, he's in the medical field. There's a lot of people in the medical field that do magnet fishing, but it comes from all aspects of life. I mean, seriously, I know people that they do it from their wheelchair. They're disabled. But you can get out there and do that in your own way if you're safe and smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can.
So since we just beat up Jason from the Magnetic Squatch, I am going to give him this next question. I feel he deserves it. So his question is, hey, Nick, tell us about your feeling that day you pulled out your first pew-pew. It looked like it was an emotional time.
Did it look like that, Jason? Really? Do you mean that crusty little relic that I turned in to the officer who looked at me like I had lost my mind? Yeah. Yeah, it was actually very emotional. I was at a boat ramp. It may have been 10 feet out in front of me. There was nothing left to it. No, it was, it was a shell of nothing. It crusted everything, just eaten alive. But yeah, basically I just ended the video and went and sat down for a while. It's kind of, for me, it was something I was always looking for, because a lot of people see magnet fishing videos and think you're going to buy a magnet and you're just going to go toss it in the water and you're going to find guns and you're going to find safes and you're going to find treasure and all this stuff and everything's hunky-dory. It doesn't work like that. It took me well over 2 years. And when I found that little crusty, crunchy booger, I was excited.
The fact that you found a gun at a boat ramp still gives me some hope that maybe one day, just one day, I'll be able to find one.
But they've all been there.
Yeah.
They've all, okay, well.
Questions, guys. We still have about 10 minutes left before we're going to start wrapping this up. So if you've got any questions for Nick or myself, please put them in the comments. Don't be shy. I'm all caught up here, and I really want to get you guys involved with asking as many questions as possible. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nick.
No, you're fine. For me, it was crazy. I never assumed that I would find one at a boat ramp, but the first one I found was not really at a boat ramp. It was at a small little canal where people kayak from. But then you saw another 9mm 274 bullets right in front of it. Then the next one is the slide from a 9mm. Then the next one was, I forget, I get them mixed up. I think it was the rifle or the other one, but they've all been at boat ramps, which I'd never seen that before. So I never thought I was going to find one at a boat ramp. I mean, of course, I know one of them at least was definitely, well, 2 were definitely stolen, and some knucklehead just like dropped it off the side, didn't really throw it too far. But I don't know. I guess somebody can drop some, somebody's personal carry. They drop it when getting on or off of their boat. So there's always that.
But all of those bullets were out of a container. So, I mean, I can understand if they were in a box. I mean, literally, they were. Have you recovered a coffee can or a bullet box or anything that would?
No, went back there a couple times. Nothing.
I know you've had several videos there, and you're still pulling up bullets.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing getting on or off a boat with 1,000 bullets or a couple hundred bullets? What are you running?
That one was real sketchy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And he still did not get his magnet back. All right, so,
no.
Yeah, still there. So if you guys want to go swimming with gators, if you got any scuba diving gear, I do, but I'm not getting in any of those waters. That's for sure.
No.
Next question is from Joker's Magnet. He's a Canadian magnet fisherman. Not that he's putting you on the spot here, but he wants to know
Joker. I know Joker.
He wants to know who your favorite Canadian magnet fisher would be that you would want to meet.
That would be you, sir, because you're the only one I know. Well, except I'm forgetting his name, but the one guy who won the Rogue 1,200-pound magnet, he's in Canada. Ah.
I love it. So since we're on the topic of that, and you cannot say me, but who is your favorite content creator on YouTube? And do not say me, even though don't say me. Who is your favorite content creator on YouTube?
In all honesty, Scott Bryant from Patriot Magnets.
There you go, guys.
And some people might want to say that it's I was lucky enough to win a giveaway from him from Magnet Store, and he sent me the first clamp magnet that I ever had. But I followed Scotty for a long time. Him and Miss B, they're great. He's also in the medical field, but it's just he's a great guy. He's no nonsense about anybody jerking anybody around. It's all about having a good time. He'll show you from a bottle cap to literally a World War II machine gun that he's pulled out, and it's all the same. It's magnet fishing. It's magnet fishing. So
it's all about personality to me. You just magnet fishing, very rarely do you see the person's face. Usually it's just the hand, the water, and whatever they're finding. So the voice, the personality, their tone, I mean, all of that is what attracts somebody to a particular content creator. Editing skills aren't always going to be what would draw me in, whereas it may draw somebody else in.
I believe that as well. I think you're right in saying that. Yeah.
So and I like the fact that us magnet fishermen, as well as some people in the metal detecting community, when are asked that very specific question, who is your favorite content creator? A lot of folks in the industry, and when I say industry, I mean content creation, will shy away from that because they don't want to put up walls or make other content creators feel a little different about them. So the fact that we're willing to say who our favorite one is and know that person is going to understand that we enjoy watching many creators throughout the industry. Just because your name wasn't mentioned doesn't mean we don't like you. And I like that. I like 100%.
That. Yeah. I mean, I have many people that I follow and that I appreciate. But with that, just a question that was asked, let's say he was somebody that watching him, they've been doing it overseas a lot longer than we have here. Yes, so I think I learned some more tips and tricks from him and seeing some things. And it, just like you said, you're not always seeing their face. It was his personality. I was able to. I'm not going to call anybody up. Never mind. We won't go there. I could watch his video without getting too frustrated and having to mute it or skip parts of it. And that's all I'll just say. Here in the States, there's some people that sometimes you can't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but just gets a little loud, a little too much when nothing's really going on.
Yep.
And I'm not there to try and pull
I
anybody
understand
on.
completely, and I agree with you 100%. In fact, there are a couple of channels that I told YouTube to stop recommending to me for that very reason. The content may be great, but just yeah. So there's two things here. I'm going to wrap this up in about 3-4 more minutes. But somebody mentioned up earlier, way earlier in the broadcast, probably like 7:10, 7:15. They said it's been a while since you found a pair of pliers that you're drying up. And this comment here by Ocean Breathe Salty.
Hey, Ocean. I
says,
know.
what's the plier count?
Dang.
So that reminded me. Although one of the last video or the video before that, you did pull up a half a pair of pliers.
I did pull it back there. Let's see. I think maybe tomorrow's video might have a pair. I did find 2 pair today.
All right, guys. So this has gone a little longer than Nick committed to. He said he'd be able to stay later, depending on, because I guess he's, it's Friday night. We're all going to go out and have a good time. I am going to ask one more question. I'll give him some final remarks on what he wants to say, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This last question is going to be from Nightheart, and he wants to know, what is on your bucket list still to find magnet fishing?
It's something really, my favorite thing to find is that I have found for some reason is anchors. I saw gosh, the name of the channel is eluding me right now. But
he wants to know what's on your bucket list still to find.
It would be an old anchor.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought maybe you heard me wrong.
Old anchor. I just seem to.
So you're looking at like what from Tidewater magnet throwers.
Tidewater. That's what I was trying. Yes, exactly.
His anchor. That's what you're looking for.
Yes, that would be top notch.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think he said that the state came and took it from him and put it in the museum.
Yeah, it was Virginia because it was so old. Luckily, he did very well, and he kept that in decent condition. They came and got it, and it's I believe going in a museum.
Yep, that's what he said in one of the videos or one of the chats that he was in. That was really cool.
Yeah,
and that would be pretty cool to find something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to wrap up the question portion of it. I want to give you as much time to say whatever you want to say about your channel, what you got going on. You got your Magnetar. You want to talk about your magnets, your discount code, all that good stuff, my friend. The show and the table is yours.
That's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate you, Jose, for bringing me on and getting me kind of introduced to this. So now I feel a little bit better. Maybe I'll do a live stream or something. When it comes to magnets are usually magnets. I got some discount codes, but we're not going to worry or talk about any of that, guys. I got videos coming up every Saturday at 11 and sometimes sneaking some in between. With that being said, everyone remember, get up, get out, go find yourself.
I love it, my friend. Nick, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate it. I'm honored, and I'm glad that you were my very first official guest and interviewee. Folks, if you have your own YouTube channel, any Twitch or any type of social media that you do on a regular basis, I would love to sit down and chat with you, with my audience, with your audience, and help each other grow, learn about different industries. Treasure hunting specifically is where I would like to go, because that's kind of the niche that I'm in. But I'll open it up to anybody out there who wants to come up here and talk about their channel. Go for it.
I'll say this about that, guys. This is my first live stream, and this gentleman will help anybody out that if it's something new to you, he'll be right there to walk you through it. If you want to jump on with him, I'm sure he will.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. We're all here to help. I'll help. I'm not an expert at it, but I will help the best that I can. Like I said, fortunately for me, I've had a couple of weeks of practice, and I was able to get Nick all squared away and up and on here, and no troubles at all. So hopefully I got everybody their wrenches in here. So if you have a channel, copy your link, post it in the description, get it out there. Everybody, please support everybody in this chat room. They're all here because we all like the same thing. We're all part of the treasure hunting community, whether it's magnet fishing, metal detecting, mudlarking, shark's teeth hunting, whatever it may be. If you got to go out and find it, these are our folks. Let's get out and support each and every one of them. And I
100%.
appreciate you joining me. Nick, thank you so much. Everybody in the chat room, thank you very much. I'll see you all next Friday, 7 p.m. till about 9:30. My name is Jose, and I'm from Tampa Bay. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening.
Have a great evening, guys.